outside in extreme cold, without a way to protect yourself from cold, wet, harsh weather and stop your core body temperature from dropping, you will quickly become hypothermic and you're facing a life or death survival situation. One that causes more deaths each year than every other survival situation combined. Go Time Gear's Life Tent is a waterproof and windproof 2-person emergency shelter that will protect you from harsh weather and keep you alive. The Life Tent is constructed of extra thick, tear and puncture resistant material that locks out rain, wind, and snow. Unlike an ordinary tube tent, the Life Tent's reflective interior reflects up to 90% of your body heat, keeping you warm and protecting you from hypothermia. Setting up the Life Tent is quick and easy so you can rapidly protect yourself in an emergency. Simply run the 20-foot rope of 550-pound nylon core paracord through both ends of the tent and tie it between 2 trees or sturdy objects 3 to 4 feet off the ground. Anchor the corners of the tent using rocks or gear and climb inside to safety. If there's nowhere for you to tie the paracord rope and prop up your tube tent, there's no need to panic. The Life Tent can also be used as an emergency sleeping bag or blanket. The Life Tent comes rolled up inside of a nylon stuff sack that includes our patent-pending Paracinch technology drawstring, combining 9-strand nylon core 550-pound paracord and a thunderous 120 decibel survival whistle that's powerful enough to cut through strong wind and trees, alerting rescuers up to 1 mile away. You'll have an emergency-ready survival tube tent with a powerful signaling whistle, so you have the essential tools to stay alive and signal for help. Even though the Life Tent is small enough to fit in the palm of your hand and weighs just 8.7 ounces, it's durable enough for dangerous survival scenarios and for repeated use. So once you're done using it, simply fold it, roll it back up, and slide it into the waterproof nylon stuff sack. Whether you're looking to add a lightweight emergency shelter to your hiking, camping, or hunting bag for an unplanned night outside, or you need a tough, reliable survival tube tent for your bug-out bag or emergency preparedness supplies, the Go Time Gear Life Tent is engineered to keep you alive in the most extreme survival situations and is the survival shelter for you.
Hey guys, Christian here with Uncharted. We get a lot of questions about what makes the 72 different from everything else on the market. Here's a couple-minute breakdown on the 72. First of all, think from the outside in, use case scenarios. People usually keep survival kits in trunks, in basements, in closets, places that are dark, wet, there might be mice. And then when they go to use them, the batteries are corroded, the food's been eaten, half the stuff is no good. Not a problem with the 72. We built this thing inside a 600D tarpaulin dual-coated backpack. It's got a roll top. That makes it airtight. This thing is so waterproof, I've jumped off of cliffs into rivers and it's floated me home. And basically all your stuff's gonna be ready to go when you need it, which is going to be an emergency situation and there's no time to repack when that happens. One of the things people were failing to pay attention to was instruction and organization. It's great to have the right tools, but if you don't know how to use them and you can't get to them quickly, you may as well not even have them. That's why with the 72, we designed the insert. Not only is everything organized and color-coded, we've also got these great instructions to get you to the answers as fast as possible. See, in an emergency situation, adrenaline spikes and you can make some crazy decisions in the heat of the moment. But when seconds count and when you are up against the wall, having the reassurance of instructions, organization, and just knowing what to do is imperative to survival. So that's why with the insert, we designed these screen-printed instructions. You're never gonna lose these. They're never gonna get wet so you can't read the words. They're always here, they're always accessible, and they're color coordinated with the pockets inside to get you to the right information and the right tools really quickly. Once inside, you'll find over 35 high-quality tools curated by our expert team to get you through virtually anything. This is something nobody else has, and I think it's a huge game changer when the seconds count and your back's against the wall.
After you gather your water, then you can use it gravity fed. You can actually drink out of this just like a water bottle.
Very, very nice. In addition to food and water, one of your other needs is first aid. You get a cut, a scrape, a burn, things like that. We've got this first aid kit that'll cover all of those little basic needs.
One of the things that I think is important to point out is the need for us to take care of our core body temp. Wouldn't you agree? And what we have in the kit are some of these fantastic emergency blankets. These are not your typical cheap, flimsy, fall apart, blow away in the wind type blanket. These are incredibly tough. You have 4 in here. They have orange on one side, they're reflective on the other. You can use them a number of ways to maintain core body temp. You can use it as a signaling device. You can use it to reflect heat away from you if you're in a sunny condition, a hot condition. So, very good stuff.
And, you know, speaking of signaling for rescue, in addition to that, we've got 4 nice plastic whistles that are very loud. Also, we have a number of these snap lights. Snap lights are really cool. Check this out.
So the way these work, you just snap this, shake it up, and real quick like.
Bright, bright, bright. Now what you can do with these, in addition to lighting up a room, lighting up your vehicle, whatever, if you need help, you take about 2-3 feet of cordage, tie it to one of these, and spin it in a circle. What it does is it creates a circle of light that can be seen for a long, long way.
Where are we at, brother? All right, so we went right over this when we were talking about food. We need to get back to this. Here's a stove, fantastic stove. What you have here is aluminum that's going to be stainless that you can build fires in. Once the fire is built, you can put your pot on here, you can boil your water, you can cook your food. That serves 2 purposes. You can boil water so you can put it into your meal. You can also boil water that is suspect. That way, if you run out of this water, you can double up with both your Sawyer as well as boiling water to make sure you have clean water, because we all need clean water, right?
Exactly. But Craig, how do I start a fire in that stove?
All right. Am I doing this one?
You're doing this one.
This is my favorite part. All right, so here we go. So ferrocerium rods, these are fantastic. You have InstaFire, fire starter, which is like a fire tinder. And this has an accelerant on it so that when you hit it with a flame or sparks that you can get from a ferrocerium rod like this, you hit that a few times, woo, we'll get this going in here. You hit that a few times, you're gonna get your fire going. You can then add more tinder and larger fire until you have enough for this. Or if you're using it for warmth, you've got the beginnings of the thing that's gonna keep you alive.
Exactly. Going back to illumination for a minute, in addition to the snap lights, we also have LED flashlights, which are really cool. They're aircraft aluminum, they're very durable. What's nice is it can go from a spotlight all the way down to a pinpoint, and anywhere in between. So you can really zero in on what it is you're trying to see out in the backyard, for example. On top of that, we have these LED lanterns, which are very bright. There's 30 LEDs in each lantern. Each lantern has,
bright.
It is. Wow. With these arms, you can hang it in your home, in your vehicle, wherever you need that light to be. And take the knife.
Oh, you're taking good care of me today. All right, so yes, Mora Companion. This is a fantastic blade. We've utilized these for years in our classes. It is the beginner knife that I recommend for everybody to get because it's affordable. It's an incredibly durable knife. It has a Scandi grind on it, which means you're going to be able to slice, you're going to be able to cut. It has a drop point on it, which means you're going to be able to stab, you're going to be able to drill with it. It has a rubberized handle on it as well. So if you have any sort of issue where you have any sort of moisture on your hand, it's going to be able to be gripped incredibly well. As well as it's got a robust sheath that's plastic with a weeping hole so that no water stays on the blade and it's well taken care of.
And all of this.
Wait a minute. Did we get this?
Oh,
Did we get that?
my bad. We have bath wipes. Why? Because in an emergency, one of the first things to go often is accessible clean water. The limited water you have, such as through these pouches or through your filter, you're going to want to reserve primarily for consumption and food preparation. You don't want to waste that water using it to wash your hands, wash your face. So we have these bath wipes to keep you clean, keep morale up a little bit. I don't know about you, but I have teenagers at home and cleanliness is pretty important to me. All of
And
this.
to me. I'm not a teenager, but it's
Safety pen, we've got a Flint, we've got a keychain light, compass, Swiss card, which I'll just quickly show you here. Emergency whistle, we have an emergency knife, which you can simply take out like this. And you have an emergency blanket as well. So we're going to look at these in more detail. So with the flashlight, you have a simple belt attachment here. So you can actually take that out of the case and keep it on your belt while you're hiking, and then it's got a simple on-off push button there. Same with the keychain light. You can attach this to your keys, and then when you're walking around at night, or even when you're going home and you need to find your lock on your door, it's actually a very, very bright, simple keychain light. Now, to get a bit more advanced, this tactical pen, which is made from tungsten steel, has got two purposes. One, simple pen that you can use to write. And on the other side, we actually have what is a very sharp metal point that you can use to break glass during an emergency. So this point right here will break glass, or if you're in a car and there's a car crash or you need to get into your house, you can actually use this point to break into or break out of any glass enclosure or window. So that's a pretty interesting technique. You've also got the belt holder there, so you can keep this on your belt as well. With the flint, so the flint here is made from magnesium and iron. Now they say you can get about 5,000 to 10,000 different lights out of this. So it works very simply. I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but it's very very simple to use it, and you will get about 5,000 to 10,000 sparks out of this. So easy for making fire if you have some dry grass or dry leaves when you're camping, and you simply make a small pile of leaves and then run this down the flint like that. Also on the flint you have a bottle opener, so you can use to open bottles, and a ruler here for reference if you need. As well as all of these, we've got a compass in the multi-purpose tactical kit. So this compass will help you navigating and help you orientating yourself with any maps that you're using. So you can see here, you can manipulate the bearing on the compass, and that's always going to point north. So this is going to be very useful for navigating, particularly if you have a map. Now, one of the most interesting parts of this kit is the Swiss card. Now, it's a simple stainless steel piece of card that is about the size of a business card, and you can keep this in your wallet at all times. And it also comes with a small instructional leaflet. So on one side you can see all of the different numbers referring to different tools, and then on the back you can see all of the different explanations. So you have a can opener, you have a knife edge, which is here, you have a screwdriver, screwdriver is this bit on the corner, you have a ruler on the side, you have a can opener, which you use these 2 points here to click into the can, the positional wrench. So here you've got a small inlet here you can use for the circular wrench. You even have a butterfly wrench, so this groove here, and you have a saw blade, so you can see the serrated edge here you can use for cutting. Another wrench here, so a 2-position wrench, which is this bit here. So you have one slightly bigger wrench head and one slightly smaller wrench head, and you also have a 4-position wrench. So for different size of the nut heads, you can adjust there to use the wrench. So you simply put that on the nut and then you twist it around. And this small hole here is for a lanyard keyhole, so you can actually keep that wrapped around your neck on a simple lanyard. Last but not least, we have the emergency whistle. So simple stainless steel, and you just blow through this end here. So that's gonna be really, really loud. I didn't even do that as much as I could have because we're inside and I'm gonna get deaf from this. But this is gonna be a really good survival measure, particularly for getting help and getting attention. So if you get lost and you need to call for help, then you can use this whistle. And it attaches to a keychain as well. So along with your light and your whistle, you can keep these on your keychain or on your belt or on your vest at all times. The last thing we have is the blanket. So this emergency blanket has many, many purposes. It's gonna keep you warm, it's gonna keep you insulated, it'll keep you waterproof, it'll keep you dry. It retains 90% heat, so you won't get hypothermia. And because it's so reflective, it's actually gonna help you to be seen if people are looking for you. So if you're out in the jungle or in the forest, then this will reflect the light. And if anyone's in a helicopter or people are walking trying to look for you, then this is a perfect way to be seen. So this kit has a whole lot of things. It's a really, really good value, and it's got almost any tool you can imagine that you will need when you're out exploring or hiking that you might need to survive. So I definitely recommend to look into this one.
Cut open the plastic bag and away you go. If you're familiar with juice pouches, you're familiar with these. The beauty of these is they're individually wrapped. They're gonna stay good for a long, long time. We also have, in addition to providing you with water, we provide you with the means to purify and filter additional water. The Sawyer Mini is hands down the best filter on the planet for emergency readiness. This little filter here will take care of over 100,000 gallons of water. Every emergency supply kit should come with first aid items. We include a small first aid kit. This is good for your bumps, your bruises, your scrapes, that kind of thing. Another must-have in every emergency kit is a knife. This kit comes with the Mora Companion. This is one of the best knives at this price point on the market today. It will do everything you need a knife to do. It is also one of the most highly recommended knives by survival instructors all over the world. A very commonly overlooked item when it comes to disaster readiness is hygiene. We've included packaged bath wipes to help keep you and your family a little bit cleaner. When you are able to clean up a little bit, it makes you feel a little more human. It makes you feel a little bit better about the situation. For emergency signaling, the kit comes with 2 emergency whistles. Each of them has a lanyard. Put one around your neck, put one around a family member's neck. If you get separated, you're able to signal to one another and be able to get back together. The kit also comes with 2 emergency blankets. These are very high quality emergency blankets. They're not the cheap, very thin Mylar that tear easily. These are very durable, long lasting, and as a bonus, they're orange for visibility. When you go to cook your food, you may not have access to a microwave or a stovetop, things like that. So we've included a little stove. This stove burns sticks, twigs, pine cones, dried grass, things like that. The beauty of this is, like the silicone bowls, it folds flat. It disassembles, folds up into a very small package so it'll fit easily in the kit. We've also included 2 different pots that nest together for boiling the water or cooking other food, say you have canned soup, things like that. Illumination is a very big element when it comes to disaster readiness. Nobody likes being in the dark. So we've included 3 different options for emergency lighting. We have an LED lantern with 30 LEDs. It also has fold-up arms on the top so you can hang it in your home, in your vehicle. We have a very nice LED flashlight. We also have 4 snap lights. These snap lights are excellent tools for illumination because they don't rely on batteries. They're not candles. It's not an open flame. You simply crack, shake, and it's lit for 12 hours. We also have, if you're going to have a stove, you need to have a way to burn things. So we included some fire starter. This InstaFire fire starter is hands down my favorite store-bought type of tinder. It comes in little granules. It'll light from a match, it'll light from a lighter, it'll light from a spark, and burns hot and burns for a long time. If you don't have lighter, you don't have matches, we included a ferrocerium rod. This is a very common tool survival instructors use. Basically, you have a scraper, you scrape down the edge of the rod, it generates sparks down into the tinder and gets everything burning. This is the Sustained Supply 2-person 72-hour kit. This kit contains everything you need for 2 people for 3 full days to keep you comfortably prepared.